Hello MotoGP enthusiasts, welcome back to ZNGP today. Marc Márquez rolls into Silverstone as the MotoGP World Championship leader, but his focus remains sharp and grounded. Speaking ahead of the British GP, the 8-time world champion discussed his form on the Ducati, title rivals Pecco Bagnaia and Alex Marquez, and weighed in on the Jorge Martín and Aprilia saga, drawing a clear line between that and his own departure from Honda. Amid the ongoing contract drama surrounding Jorge Martín and Aprilia, 3-time world champion Francesco Bagnaia has weighed in firmly. Speaking ahead of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, Bagnaia insists that any rider who signs a MotoGP contract must honor it, no escape clauses or social media speculation allowed. On the eve of the British Grand Prix, Aprilia Racing has publicly shut down rumors that Jorge Martín is seeking to exit his 2025-26 contract early. The factory team insists no negotiations have taken place and calls for all parties to respect the agreement in place. Fabio Quartararo arrives at Silverstone determined to put Le Mans behind him. Fresh off securing his second straight pole in France, El Diablo endured a fourth-place sprint finish and a chaotic Grand Prix crash, then picked up a 10-minute FP1 penalty for rejoining the race against Marshall's instructions. Despite the setback, the Frenchman remains optimistic about Yamaha's trajectory. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. After navigating a super complicated French GP in Le Mans, Marc Márquez knows that calculated risk will again be key at Silverstone, a circuit where he hasn't won since 2014. He acknowledged that Silverstone has historically favored his brother Alex and Pecco Bagnaia and isn't one of his strongest circuits. Le Mans was a super complicated Sunday. Making the right decision, managing risk, and finishing the race was tough. Here at Silverstone, we'll try to fight for the top 3 and manage the weekend the best way possible. It's a track where I expect a very strong Alex and Pecco. Since 2014, I haven't won here. We'll try to stay close to them and manage the situation, Marc Márquez said. Márquez's form on the factory Ducati has impressed many, and he credits much of his success to the GP24's evolution and the support structure of a factory team. He also praised the Gresini satellite setup, currently run by his brother Alex. The main point is the evolution of the bike. Since testing the 2024 model in Catalonia, I felt a big step forward. Being in the factory team gives you more opportunities and more engineers supporting you. Alex is showing great performance with Gresini. It's a very strong human team, but of course, they are a satellite team. Márquez weighed in on the swirling rumors about Jorge Martín and Aprilia, calling for patience until official statements are made. I want to wait for Martín and his team to talk before jumping to conclusions. I respect them, so we'll wait to hear their version. When asked to compare Martín's situation to his own exit from Honda, Márquez was clear that the circumstances were completely different. My case was different. I had 4 years of injuries, but we also won 6 world championships together. It was a mutual agreement. Honestly, the amount of budget Honda spent on my salary wasn't necessary. They needed to invest in the project. His departure, he emphasized, came from a place of deep mutual respect and long-term collaboration. Despite leading the standings, Márquez refuses to see himself as the sole title contender, citing the speed and potential of both Alex and Bagnaia. It's a very long championship. Pecco and Alex failed at Le Mans. I failed at Austin and Jerez. You fail because you go fast, not for fun. The goal is to avoid throwing away points on Sundays and stretch the advantage when possible. Responding to Bagnaia's comment that Márquez could be fast on a tractor, Marc was candid. Still, he pointed to his adaptability and experience as tools that allow him to maintain race pace even in suboptimal situations. He also warned that Bagnaia is closer than the results suggest. In the end, I went for the Ducati because I needed the Ducati to go fast. I'm not capable of going fast with everything either. Pecco will be very fast, maybe this weekend, maybe next. He's not as far behind as it looks. I have his telemetry and in many corners, he's faster than me. Focused, honest, and always calculating, Marc Márquez heads into Silverstone with the lead and a clear plan. While he respects the challenge posed by Alex and Pecco, the 8-time champion's clarity about risk, development, and the long game keeps him firmly in the driver's seat of this MotoGP title fight. Earlier on Thursday, Aprilia issued a statement declaring that Martin's factory deal remains valid and in effect, quashing rumors of early release. Bagnaia, who battled Martin for the 2023 and 2024 championships, welcomed the clarity and used it to make his position clear. When you have a contract, you need to follow it. You cannot cancel it. If you take the words about something and you sign something, you must respect it. Bagnaia's statement. Bagnaia pointed to today's hyper-connected landscape as a breeding ground for chaos, where rumors spread faster than facts. He praised Aprilia's prompt response and urged riders to rise above the noise. We are living in a period where a lot of speculation is done on social media. And this is a big problem, because it's difficult to understand what's true and what's false. Aprilia made the correct move, and Jorge made the correct choice. Martin's contract is reported to include a performance-based escape clause, something Bagnaia has never had. Nonetheless, he believes that even optional exit routes should be treated with the utmost seriousness. I never had this kind of contract, so I don't know. But I always decided for my future and always wanted to respect it. It's true that at times I thought about changing, but it's not correct to exit like that. On the possibility that mental or psychological factors could justify leaving a deal, Bagnaia invoked a marriage analogy. Commitment demands effort from both sides to resolve issues. You do your maximum to try to solve the problem. It's like a marriage. If you decide to go forward, you must give your maximum to make your life happy. Pressed on whether Marc Márquez should have honored his Honda contract through its term, before cutting a year early to join Gresini in 2024, Bagnaia remained consistent in his stance. If you sign a contract, you must respect it. It's not correct to exit from it. As Silverstone approaches, Bagnaia's message is unambiguous. In MotoGP, as in life, a signed agreement is sacrosanct. Whether it's talk of escape clauses or high-profile moves, respect for the contract remains the ultimate benchmark of professionalism. Following a Bombshell Motorsport.com report that Martin was poised to trigger a performance clause and quit Aprilia for factory Honda in 2026, speculation ran rampant. The reigning world champion's limited track time in 2025, just one appearance so far due to injury, fueled doubts over Aprilia's competitiveness. Aprilia issued its first formal response on Thursday evening, underlining that Martin's deal must be respected by both parties until its expiration, end of 2026. The contract between Aprilia Racing and Jorge Martin is valid and in effect, and as such, it must be respected by both parties until its expiration, end of 2026. Aprilia Racing has honored it in full, and will continue to do so in the future. Aprilia Racing denies that any negotiations have taken place to modify the duration of the contract, which remains as originally agreed upon. Aprilia Racing statement. In a clear warning to rival teams, Aprilia added that any approach to contracted riders would be not legitimate, and urged competitors to refrain from offering deals to riders under contract. The team has no comment on matters that do not directly concern it but expects other teams to refrain from making any kind of offer to riders who are under contract. Such behavior would, in any case, not be legitimate. Jorge Martin, sidelined since Qatar by multiple injuries, is not expected back until at least the German GP in July. In his absence, Aprilia test rider Lorenzo Savadori will continue to deputize at Silverstone. Aprilia reaffirmed its commitment to Martin's recovery and future with the team, expressing optimism for his full return to the RSGP. The entire team will continue to support Jorge throughout his recovery process, as it always has, and looks forward to seeing him back on track with the RSGP. Aprilia's Silverstone history is modest but promising. Their first podium here came in 2021. Espargaro claimed victory in 2023. With Savdori stepping in, the team will aim to capitalize on the high-speed layout while keeping the championship momentum alive. Aprilia's unequivocal statement leaves little room for doubt. Jorge Martin's contract stands firm. As substitute rider Lorenzo Savdori takes the reins at Silverstone, the Italian squad focuses on both immediate results and Martin's eventual comeback in the second half of the season. After crashing in Sunday's rain-hit Le Mans GP, Quartararo tried to restart his Yamaha without waiting for Marshall's assistance. That breach of procedure earned him a 10-minute penalty at this Friday's free practice 1 in Silverstone. "I was angry the Marshals didn't push me to get the bike started. I thought they would help me back on, but they didn't. I don't think I did anything stupid. These things have happened before, but I accept the sanction," Fabio Quartararo said. Yamaha's private test at Misano focused on new aerodynamic packages, electronics maps, and chassis tweaks. Rain hampered day 1, but Quartararo came away with positive sensations, especially from the revised aero, and hopes those gains translate to Silverstone's lower grip surface. "The new aerodynamics gave us good feedback, though we probably won't run them here. It takes time. We also tested new electronics and chassis settings. After Misano, I'm enjoying the bike more. That makes a big difference." Despite recent improvements, Quartararo admits Yamaha still trails Ducati in power and aero efficiency. He's hopeful for a significant engine upgrade, ideally a potent inline-4, rather than a switch to AV4 configuration. "There's still a large gap to Ducati on both aero and engine fronts. I hope to see a new engine soon, not AV4, but a stronger inline 4-cylinder. That could help us fight at the front more consistently." While accepting his penalty, Quartararo was vocal about his frustration with the race steward's decision to stop him, arguing they failed to uphold their own responsibilities. "I can accept the sanction, but I don't understand why the stewards didn't do their job. They stopped me when I could have got back on track. Their lack of responsibility is baffling. I want to know why." Quartararo's Silverstone weekend begins under a cloud of questions, but also with Yamaha momentum from Misano and 2 recent poles under his belt. If the penalty drama fades and the new aero and electronics pay dividends, El Diablo may yet turn this weekend into a fresh start. Thanks for watching ZNGP today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!